Hi.
Hello, sweet.
How are you?
Good to see you, baby.
How are you? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Mokaeze, and with me I've got...
Emeka Andrew Mokaeze.
Okay, it's giving you guys the full names, but I'm about to share a journey with my dad.
Wonderful.
What have we got here? Let's see. Okay, this is tricky. Have I got it? Yay!
Here you go.
Thank you very much. So, we are starting with an introduction. So I'm gonna ask you this one.
Good.
What word would you use to describe your relationship with me and why? One word.
Just one word?
Maybe a sentence.
Okay. Because you're sweet. And then, of course, my girl. And always my girl.
Yay.
That explains why I'm here.
Okay. I guess it's your turn to ask me.
All right. What word would you use to describe your relationship and why?
I would say easy. Easy because you're my guy. Do you understand? We're friends before anything else, so it's easy to have conversation, it's easy to talk, it's easy to just... It's easy, Yasha, my guy, long story short, the end. So easy is the word.
Wonderful. How has having me as a father shaped who you are today?
I would say resilience, because I'm an only child. A lot of people assume that I'm spoiled. They assume, oh, you get everything you want and all of that. But there hasn't ever really been a time where you haven't, quote unquote, questioned me. And that has given me such a large sense of accountability as a person. My father would not tell you, don't jump. No, you want to jump? Explain to me why you want to jump. If it makes sense to you, good. If it doesn't make sense to me, I'll tell you it doesn't make sense. But if you really, really want to jump, go ahead and jump. But when you break your leg, that's none of my business. That's sort of how my family runs. So it has to make sense for me to want to do it, because you're always a voice at the back of my head asking me, does it really make sense? Okay, your turn.
All right. What's your favorite thing we used to do together when you were a child?
I don't know that there's one particular thing, because also we had a very different dynamic, because you weren't a stay-at-home dad, you worked in another state. But I would say, this one don't try. I remember there was a particular evening, you had just driven from Benin and you were tired, I could tell. But I sat you down, brought out newspaper, put a turban on my head and decided I was going to cast news for the remaining 1 hour. This man was falling asleep, but he had to listen to me cast news. My turn. How would you describe me as a child? I don't even know that I want to hear this, but carry on.
That's a serious one for me.
Okay, do 3 words.
Intuitive.
Intuitive.
Curious.
Curious.
Sweet.
Sweet. So I'm a boy with a slice of sweets, essentially.
You are a handful.
Wow, okay. I mean, a good handful, I would assume. He said sweet, so we're focusing on the fact that he said sweet. Your turn.
Okay. What is your earliest memory of us together?
So I'm going to say this thing, and nobody should come for me, because I remember. I don't know how I remember, but I remember. It was my first birthday. No, it was my 3rd birthday. And one of your friends had come to the house, and he called you by your name. First of all, I knew him only as Daddy. The moment I knew his name was Emeka. For the next 2 to 3 weeks, anywhere I see him, Emeka. Emeka, I literally was calling him Emeka for the longest time. Who is Daddy? Now it is time for personal experiences and reflections. Let me start a bit heavy. What has been the most challenging aspect of fatherhood so far? Because now you're not only a father, you are a father to a girl. You're a girl dad. I feel like the dynamics are very different with raising a boy and raising a girl, but what has been the most challenging aspect of it?
I think that's simple for me. It's simple in the sense that I'm overtly concerned and worried. No longer for myself, but what next? Particularly for you.
So there was pressure, you would say?
Kind of. And importantly is that I wish it called, I'm assured that I've been able to translate myself to you.
Yanks.
I've given you, instilled some of the things you needed to guide you. But I can't wait to see those things begin to unfold and roll.
Okay.
And then like I'm home and dry.
All right. Was there a specific moment when you felt especially proud of me? Say, you know what? This is my child.
Wonderful. There are so many high points, but I'll pick one.
Okay.
The beats.
When I worked for Beat FM.
Your service.
Yeah.
And then seeing you on live telly, holding and busting it, I'll say that's my girl going there.
Okay, your turn. Ask me my question.
Okay. How did you handle the times when we had disagreement or conflicts?
Just like a lot of other things, resolution was always found in talking about it. Just having conversation and being like, this is what I assumed, this is what I didn't assume, this is what I thought, this is what I didn't think. So I think there have been those moments, but I think we've been able to sort of communicate through them as opposed to just having there's been times when you've put your foot down, there's been times when I've put my foot down, and but again, communication, I would say, is the way we've handled that.
That's true.
Speaking about that, now my final question. Can you talk about a time when you felt disappointed in me and how you dealt with it? Now I want to even know this one because
disappointed is a strong word
heavy,
for me.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm a good kid.
Not necessarily. It's okay.
Yeah.
Disappointment is a strong word. I don't think I have. However, there'll be points where of course, I always wanted you to read law.
Yeah. I studied international law and diplomacy.
They are different, really. The truth is that I supported and I'm still supporting, like you already said. That's why I'm here. I think that's about the only tinge there. But I don't want to use the word disappointed because for as long as you're doing what you love doing, committedly and successfully.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Your last question for me for this segment?
Okay.
Just ask a nice question.
Okay. What are some of the mistakes you think I made as a father, and what did you learn from them?
I think everything still sort of dates back to the whole school of it, just like you mentioned now with the studying of law. I did not want to study law. I did not want. Left to me, if I was abroad, I probably not have gone to college, but hey. But I would say just a lot of times I didn't understand then why there was the need for me to do that. Because it was very obvious that yes, I like to read, I could write, I could argue, I could do everything, but it just felt like you were putting me in a box at that time. And looking back now, there are certain things that I know for a fact would make me a lot better in this field that I didn't get a chance to explore because I studied is there course. So I would say, for example, if I said I wanted to go and do a master's in communication or get a degree in journalism, I don't have any sort of university backing. It means I have to start from scratch. Again, it's not really young anymore to be going to school from the beginning again. So I would say that would be the only thing. Okay, moving on. The next set of cards are about emotions and vulnerability, and you don't get a card. I'm just asking all the questions here. I'm the boss. Who's the boss? Do you have any regrets? If you could change one thing in your past, what would it be? And I really want to know the answer to this question because on one end, you're an Igbo man. You have a daughter, and that's it.
Ordinarily, this would be a simple question. But you are not bringing being an Igbo man into it.
Ha!
So,
Diokpa.
I now begin to imagine what has Igbo man got to do with being who you are. Anyways.
Thanks.
What if I didn't have any child at all? Male or female? I've had cause, no doubt, to, look at it back and forth. But the important thing is, I'm as fulfilled as any person who has males, females.
Come on.
A child is a child so long and as long as that child
Has sense.
is a thing of joy. Where it would have, what if I never had? Or what if the one I have is an imbecile or whatever? That's when the problem of not just being an Igbo man will come up. But I will be depressed that I never got. Don't forget your first question. How did I feel when I had and got to know by phone that a child is born and is mine?
So no regrets.
No regrets.
Gotcha. What do you think our relationship will be like when you're 70 and I'm 25? Because I'm 25 from now on. It's just what it is.
The least I would ask for is I get better and better and better and better.
More communication. Obviously, there will be a lot more life decisions that I'll be coming to you with, maybe children, names, all of that stuff. This next segment is called Parenting Insights. What's something you've always wanted to say to me, but never really found the right moment?
Well, when you were much younger, I was harder. I was more definite.
Yep.
Like you said in the past in here, you said there are some situations I put my foot on the ground. That's true. It's like, it's either you take it or you take it or you take it. There's no leaving it, you must. But as you were growing up, I was measuring your emotional stability, your logical reasoning, your strength of emotions and all of that. And then I know, hey, she's talking, she's reasoning now, she's buying into it so she can go on her own. Then at the time I realized you have independence of mind. I can't force it on you. I'm anxiously waiting to see who you get married to. Even though I've not had cause to say, hey, what is happening? I've not said that.
No, you haven't.
But I've always discussed your love life. Hey, how you been? Now, waiting they happen.
Yep.
How far, right? But I've never really taken it beyond the ordinary.
Yep.
So if there's anything I'm waiting for, of course it will get to a time, I'll just a phone call or a text. Can you make out time? I want to see you this weekend. It will get to that, even though I don't wish to.
We're working on not getting it there. Next question.
Next.
Sorry. I'm a bit okay. What? What advice would you?
Remember the number of questions, so.
What advice would you give to new or expecting parents? That's my last question because I'm discombobulated, obviously.
Wonderful. It is said in life that you don't give what you don't have. It's not enough to be a parent. So you can't begin to be responsible parents when in actual fact, even the two parties are not responsible. Now, how much commitment and sacrifice are you ready to give to a child when you are not even giving commitment to yourself or to yourselves?
Right.
So it will be difficult for me to begin to preach, recommend, counsel, advise, or share what a parent should typically be responsible for, when in actual fact, the parents involved are not responsible or committed to themselves.
So your advice essentially is, man know thyself, man be responsible for thyself before man bring child into the world.
Pure and simple.
Got it. Food for thought, food for thought. That makes me a little bit hungry. I think... How do you feel after this conversation?
How do I feel
after this conversation?
How I feel after this conversation? I feel good.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
Yes. You know why?
Why?
The conversation is telling, revealing, and indeed very reminding. Do I need to say more?
You're okay.